The title of her speech is Embracing Our Diversity. Miss Takeda, please begin.
I Ka Mauliola. In the Hawaiian language, this means the sun is the origin of life. I learned about this when I took part in an ESL program at the University of Hawaii in 2019. While I was there, I also learned about their efforts to preserve the culture of Hawaii's indigenous people. I had learned about American culture before, but I didn't know anything about Hawaiian culture. So it was a precious experience for me. After coming back to Japan, I came to know about our indigenous people called the Ainu. They were originally from Hokkaido and have their own language and culture, which are dying out today. According to the NHK, only 0.7% of Ainu people can speak the Ainu language. If we don't do something soon, we might lose the Ainu language and culture forever. Unfortunately, many Japanese people don't know much about the Ainu. This is because we have almost no chance to interact with them and experience their culture. We only learn about them in history class, so we have no idea what kind of lifestyle they currently have. As a result, most Japanese people don't think much about the Ainu, or even consider them to be Japanese. Instead, we tend to think Japan as a homogeneous society in which everyone shares the same language, culture, and traditions. But Japan is not as homogeneous as we think. Even within Japan, we can find cultural and linguistic differences. For example, the flavor profiles of the food and the dialects in Tohoku and Kansai areas are different. Yet, we still consider all of these to be a part of our shared Japanese culture. We even enjoy this diversity, traveling to different parts of Japan to try the local specialties. In the same way, the Ainu culture is also a part of our Japanese culture, and we would not be where we are today without our indigenous people. Even the Japanese word for God, kami, comes from the Ainu word kamui. We already believe that traditional Japanese culture is important. This is why we are helping to restore Shuri Castle in Okinawa. By the same token, we should preserve the unique Ainu culture, not only to maintain our connection to the past, but also to celebrate our diversity. Here, I think we can learn from what the Hawaiian people have done. They have many opportunities in their daily life to experience the native Hawaiian culture, such as traditional hula dances. In the same way, we should also try to participate in traditional Ainu events like the Iomante Fire Festival in Kusura City, or visit the Upupoi National Museum and Park. Even if we cannot go to these places, we can still learn more about the Ainu people through pop culture media, such as the anime Golden Kamuy. I'm proud of Japan's diversity, and I think it is something to be protected. But in order to do so, we must first recognize that Ainu culture is Japanese culture. Before I finish, I'd like to share this Ainu proverb with you. 関東オロワ訳作のアラン・ケプシネプ解散。It means everything in this world has a role to play. I believe that our role is to embrace our diversity, including the Ainu culture, so that we can preserve it